Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's Cutler here on the Let's Talk the Cutler broadcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's already the 21st of the month, and here we are on our way to the end of the month, and the years is flowing right along. I want to ask you this: if you're just passing by my channel for the first time, do me a favor and stop. I'm only here for 1,800 seconds every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock. I show up. Why do I show up? I show up because I'm trying to offer some inspiration. I'm trying to offer some motivation. I'm trying to give us an opportunity to examine the day together so that we can take a look and see how can we show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. We're just trying to do all of that kind of stuff. All right. And as we're doing that stuff, we are not just saying that today was bad. We're not saying today was a wash or a loss or a flop or any of that. But we're just saying, what can I learn today that will help me show up a little bit better tomorrow than I did today? We've been doing that by taking a look at my seventh book. My seventh book is called Billboards to Better. And we've been unpacking all of these quotes. We're looking at these daily quotes. It's 366 daily sources of motivation and inspiration along the highway of life. So I call you all my fellow passengers. I say that you are the ones who are riding along with me, and that if our vehicle becomes so crowded, we'll just get another vehicle and we'll just keep on going along this caravan. But thank you all. Thank you for sharing this time and sharing this space with me. You may have seen the topic for tonight. One of my friends made me mad today, you all. I'm going to talk about that. One of my friends made me mad, and I have to tell you all about it. It almost threw me off my game a little bit. And here I am always talking about motivation and inspiration, but it almost threw me off my game just a little bit. So I'm going to talk to you all about that. But do me a favor. Go ahead, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And then make sure, if you haven't done so while you're coming on in the chat, go ahead and do a thumbs up on the conversation. I'll tell you all about it as soon as I come right back. Meanwhile, tell someone, come on, let's talk to Cutler. I'll be right back.
Let's talk to Cutler. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to Cutler.
All right. I want to shout out our LTTC VIPs for the evening. The LTTC VIPs are the people who usually make their way into the chat each evening. They're the top three people, the first three people to make their way into the chat. So I want to do a shout out to them. This Annie Cutler. She says, let's ride, get aboard. That's right. Let's ride, get aboard. T Cutler says, good evening, all. Ray Della Lewis says, hi, all. It's good to see all of you. So come on over into the chat and let's talk for a while. If you're interested in getting this book, please go right on over to Amazon and get it. It's my seventh book, and all of them except for one, they're available over on Amazon. Just go on over to Amazon and search for Gregory Cutler, Gregory Brad Cutler, G. Brad. So I'm there, so you can just look and grab the book. You don't need it to join the conversation, but it helps you. It gives you a quote for each day. And typically, I show up on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and I'll talk about some of the quotes from this book. Ordinarily, I would do that. But today, I don't know that I'll talk about the quotes, you all, because one of my friends made me mad. One of my friends made me mad. And it takes a whole lot to make me angry. It takes a whole lot to make me mad. But this particular conversation, it just put me in a space. And I want to ask you all this. Do you have friends who really just sometimes get under your skin? Do you have people who can push your buttons? Do you have close folk in your corner, in your space, in your circle who know all of your triggers? No one knows how to push your buttons more than the people who are closest to you. I've just learned that in life. They're just it's your family members, it is your close friends, it is your people, the people in your circles who know how to push your buttons. They know your triggers, they know how to make you upset, they know how to throw you off your game. So I'm glad to see that I'm not alone, because some of y'all are saying you have people like that as well. And I know you all are probably itching to say, Cutler, what in the world happened to throw you off your game? And I'll share this with y'all. I was having a conversation with friends of mine who recently became new parents, adoptive parents. And so I was talking to the dad, And I said, so how is fatherhood? How is it being a new dad, being an adopted dad? So we were having this conversation, and he was telling me, it's really really good. And so he was touting, I guess it's the father son thing, how he was, proud of the son and those sorts of things. And I'm thinking, oh, this is really really good. This is great. Sounds like it's going well, because he and his wife are new parents. And so I was thinking, this is really, really good. But as he kept going on and on, as he kept talking, because they adopted a school-age son. And then he said, but I've got to stay on him because he's a procrastinator. And I said, no, he's not. And he said, well, how would you know? You haven't even met him yet. And I said, I know he's not a procrastinator. And he said, no, yes, he is, because I've got to stay on him. And I said, no, I haven't met him yet, but I really do hope you don't use that kind of language about him. And I just kept going on and on and on. He said, but what color he is, because he puts off. I said, but he's not a procrastinator. He's just maybe a little unsure about how to manage time. See, I believe that when we speak about our children, that we've always got to speak about them in a positive light. When we talk about the next generation, we've got to talk about them in such a way until we never cast dispersion, until we never cast doubt, until we never cast negativity, until we never cast a dark light. You all know that is the whole thrust of what I call Word Guard. And making sure that we speak positivity and creativity over the lives of our children, our family member, ourselves, and people who are in our lives. And so it took me the longest time. And then when he used the word, he's a procrastinator. And then he went on, we would chit-chatting, and he used another negative word. And I said, oh my God, you have got to stop that. You have got to stop using these negative labels as it pertains to your son. Because there is the tongue, the tongue has the power of life and death. It is in the tongue. The power to move forward or immobilize him is in your tongue, and you've got to stop that. The power to cause him to believe that his dreams can become true, it is in your tongue, Dad, and you've got to stop that. Either he's going to believe that he can dream and that the sky's the limit, or he's going to believe that he's always had this proverbial glass ceiling over his head and he's restricted and he's in a box. You've got to stop that. You all know it was this whole notion of word speak that came to my mind. And it threw me off so much because it is one thing when we speak negatively about adults, and when we speak negatively to adults, and we speak negatively to each other, but when we do it over the lives of children, that pushes me in a completely different realm. It pushes me in a completely different arena, because children are helpless. Children are helpless, and far too long children have been victimized by adults who really don't consider the fact that they are damaging the psyche, they are damaging the emotions, they are damaging the mental development of these children when they speak negatively over them. When I tell you that made me upset, it made me angry, it literally made me mad, because children are helpless. I have such a heart for the elderly. I have such a heart for children. How dare you say that this child is a procrastinator? No, learn to speak in a positive way. He's just a little unsure of how to manage time. That's all. That's all. Just a little unsure of how to manage time, because guess what? We all have been there. Some of us are still there. But what am I saying? We've got to take the extra effort when it comes to talking to and about our children, when it comes to planting seeds in the life of our children. There is power in the tongue. And then sometimes, oh my God, sometimes our tongue will kill children. And then we don't bother to try to resuscitate or resurrect them. And we wonder why all of their life they walk around like zombies without hope and without ambition. It is because we planted seeds of death in their lives. I know that's strong language, you all, but I feel so strongly about it when it comes to our young folk. Why? Probably because from a place of transparency, I had that done to me when I was a child. But thank God I had a few people standing in my corner who were able to rehabilitate and able to resuscitate me when there were other people who spoke death into my life, who spoke gloom and doom and darkness, and you'll never be nothing. You ain't gonna be nothing. Yes, all those wrong colloquialism, double negatives, you ain't gonna never be nothing. But thank God I had a few people in my life who mattered. A few people in my life who were able to reconnect, revive, refresh, and renew me. I'm telling you, and then we look at adults who have been scarred and we say, I wonder what happened to them. I wonder what's wrong with them. Some of us know what happened to them. Because when you scar a child, then you have to learn to deal with an adult who still carries those scars. It happens. It happens. All right. So then I'm going to get off my soapbox and maybe I'll get to some of the quotes, but I just wanted to share that with you all, just as a reminder for all the children, all the young people, all of the children, the grandchildren, the nieces, the nephews, the godchildren, for all of those young folk who are in your life. My prayer, my hope is that we speak up for them when they can't speak up for themselves. It amazes me how we talk negatively over the lives of young folk. And then we'll turn around, we'll talk negatively out of one side of our mouths, and out of the other side of our mouth, we'll turn and say, well, what's wrong with you? No, what's wrong with you is what's wrong with them is you, not you all. I'm not talking to you all. I'm just venting and sharing with you. Thank you all. You're right. Positive responses can turn kids' problems into positive learning experiences. You're absolutely right. Negativity can remain throughout their lives. It really, really can. It really, really can. And so as I thought about that, as I had that experience in that conversation with my friend, and I was saying, oh my God, I really hope the mother is rehabilitating. Because when dad is saying those sorts of things, and I said to him, you just can't do that. You just can't do that. So, I invited him to Let's Talk to Cutler and to watch this platform. So I want to chat with us again. I'll leave that, but can you all understand where I'm coming from? If there are young people in your life, if you have people who have young folk, please remind them to speak positively over their lives. All right. I want to talk from the perspective, because somebody asked me during the last time we were here, they said, can you talk about, can you tell me how to become a little more assertive and become less of a people pleaser? And as I thought about that, I thought I wanted to say this. I want to talk to those who are still giving up on hopes and dreams and goals and visions and aspirations and ambitions. So I want to talk about making myself matter again. I know you all are usually looking for me to give quotes out of this book, but I want to just talk about making myself matter again. And as I talk about making myself matter, I hope this is inspiring you. I hope it's motivating you. And I want you all to think about this. Because I would ask, who told you that you don't matter? Who made you feel as though you don't count? And then my next question is, why did you believe them? Who told you that you were too old? Who told you that you were too young? Who told you that you were too short or too tall, too poor, not the right color or not the right gender, not from the right family? Who told you that? Why did you believe them? People's tongue, their tongues got us giving up on hopes and dreams, goals and vision, as I said it before, aspirations and ambitions. I don't have a lot of patience for people who say stuff like that, because what I've discovered about people who say things like that, and when I use the word you all, I'm not, y'all please understand, I'm not talking about you all. I'm just talking about the universal you. When people say things like that, you don't get to say stuff like that, because what I've discovered is that if you say that to me, it means you're trying to strip me of my soul, my core, my essence, and my will, and you don't get to do that. I want you all to tell people that they don't get to do that. People don't get to strip you of who you are. They don't get to strip you of your core. They don't get to strip you of your ambitions. They don't get to strip you of your soul. Why do you believe them? Learn to tell them some of the things that I want to empower you all tonight. I hope I am. Learn to say to them some of the things that I've said to them. You don't get to chip away at my emerald just because you found flaws in your diamond. You don't. You don't get to bring me down just because you're stuck in a valley. You don't get to dim my light just because there's darkness in your soul, and you don't get to devalue me just because you've sold yourself cheap. You all know I'm coming from a real passionate place when I say all of this. I need and want all of us. I need and want all of us to learn how to look out for ourselves. And so I want to do something very similar to Word Guard. I want to do something very, very similar to Word Guard. I want you all to give me a phrase that comes in front of the word yourself so that we can all empower each other tonight. I want you to give me a phrase or a word that you would put in front of the word yourself so that we can all be strengthened by our community of believers, by our fellow passengers. As we are on our way to better, billboards to better, as we are on our way to better, sometimes we have to stop and show each other how to look at him or herself. I need you to remind me how to look at myself. I'm hoping to teach you how to look at yourself. So yes, give me a word or phrase that comes in front of yourself. Love yourself. Absolutely. Love yourself. Think highly of yourself. Come on, y'all talk to me. Love yourself. Trust yourself. Absolutely. Value yourself. Encourage yourself. These are things that we're saying to ourselves tonight. Learn how to believe. Yes. Believe in yourself. When nobody else believes in you, you believe in yourself. When nobody else loves you, you love yourself. When nobody else trusts you, trust yourself. And learn in those dim, dismal moments, learn how to encourage yourself. Learn how to enjoy yourself. My mother often says to me, you can entertain yourself, baby, can't you? And I say, Ma, yes, I can. Learn how to believe in yourself. Learn how to enjoy yourself. For goodness sakes, learn how to forgive yourself for all of the mistakes that we've made, for all of the stumbles that we've had, for all of the detours that we've taken, for all of the wrongdoings that we've done, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. Learn how to forgive yourself. Learn how to forgive yourself like God forgives you. I love how he forgives us. When he forgives us, I believe that he casts whatever we have done into a sea of forgetfulness, where it never rises to shame us ever again. Learn how to forgive yourself. Learn how to care about yourself. You all keep talking to me for just a moment. Keep these going. Learn how to care about yourself. Learn how to invest. Absolutely. Andrea, is this if this is, please let me know, Andrea, if this is your first time with us, because I want to say a special thank you to you for being here with us. You all, I think it may be Andrea Lucas's first time. I'm not sure, but you all please say a special thank you to Andrea for joining the caravan of passengers. And thank you. Invest in yourself. You are worth investing in, you all. You are worth investing in. So it means sometimes you've got to put stuff aside to say, I believe in my future, so I'm investing in myself. I'm going to take a few courses here. I'm going to go and spend some time bettering myself. Applaud yourself. I don't need people to pat me on the back when I know I've done a good job. When I know I've done a good job, I learn to applaud myself, and that is not egotistical. It's not arrogance. But it's understanding that I've done something that's okay. I've done something that's good. Pamper yourself. Treat yourself out. Take care of yourself. Thank you, my friend. She said it's been a while, but thank you. Learn how to pamper yourself. It is okay. Go to a spa. Get your nails done. Get your hair done. Go on vacation. Be yourself. Thank you, Vertus. Be yourself, because everyone else is already taken. Learn how to be yourself. Be authentic. Be original. Be you. Care for yourself. Absolutely. Care for yourself. Because if you don't care for yourself, then yourself goes down, and you can't offer yourself to anybody else until you've cared for yourself. Please yourself. Do right by yourself. Have confidence in yourself. And be honest with yourself. Can I give you just a few more? May I give you just a few more? Fight for yourself. Trust yourself. Yeah. Fight for yourself. Pray for yourself. Sometimes we are so busy praying for the world. We're praying for everybody else. We're praying for our children, our parents. We're praying for those in leadership. We're praying for some. We're praying for the world. We're praying for the nation. Pray for yourself. May I encourage you to pray for yourself. Yes, 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 yes. Be true to yourself. Speak up for yourself. Don't let people take you for granted. Don't let people exploit you. Don't let people walk over you like you're meaningless and like you mean nothing. But you all speak up for yourself. Learn to laugh at yourself. Sometimes you don't have to take yourself too seriously. Learn to laugh at yourself and then do this, you all. This is one of the things that I had to learn as an adult. And I tell you, I'm closer to 60 than I am to 50, and I'm still learning this. Learn how to respect yourself. Learn how to respect yourself and demand respect from others. People will never respect you until you learn how to respect yourself. And when you learn how to respect yourself, then you can demand it from others. Safeguard yourself. Have pride in yourself. Don't lose yourself. Sometimes we lose ourselves on other people. I know you all are looking for quotes on this book, but I hope I'm imparting something in us tonight, you all. Don't lose yourself. Sometimes we're so busy helping others. We're so busy in the lives of other people until we lose ourselves, and then we go back to find ourselves, and what happens? We're completely lost. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I was because I lost myself inside of somebody else. Don't do that. Don't do that. I want to move on, but you all, you've got to understand that you matter. Understand that you matter. I think one of the primary reasons why I show up every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock is to remind us that we matter. And you've got to know that you matter. That's why my offering tonight, I wish I had one in front of me, but my offering, you all, is a mirror. My offering is a mirror. It is a looking glass because I want you to look in that mirror and I want you to see somebody of substance. I want you to see somebody of value. I want you to see somebody who matters. I want you to see somebody who, when the world tells you that you don't matter and you're to this and you to that, I want you to see somebody that will look back out of that mirror and say, why am I going to believe you? Because when you matter to you, you won't be as much of a people pleaser to others, because one of the people that you will want to please is yourself. I wish you all would put in the chat for me, I matter. Can you all just do me that favor? Put it in the chat, I matter. Because you do. I don't want you to be so much of a people pleaser to other people, but learn how to be a people pleaser to yourself. You are a people, if I may say that. Please just put it in the chat, I matter. Because for people who say stuff like that try to rip you apart and pull at your core and tear you down, I've got a quick response for them. And my response is, if I don't, you won't. Cutler, what do you mean? If I don't make me matter, you certainly won't make me matter. If I don't, you won't. And guess what? I matter. You all, we matter. You matter. In this age where people are playing with so many phrases about this matters and that matters and this matters, I want us to understand that you matter. And you matter to the creator of the entire universe, who decided to bring you here to this thing that's called planet Earth. God decided to bring you here. Why? So that you can change things, so that you can be a change agent. Because you are just as important as the clouds and the trees and the rivers and the brooks and the lakes and the rocks. You're just as important as the neurologist, as the scientists, the doctors, the scribes, the lawyers. You're just as important as everybody and everything that walks this earth. You matter. You matter. And I somehow wish, and I'm so thankful that you all spend this time with me. I wish I could teleport through the screen into each of your homes, whatever space you've allowed me to share, just to remind you that you matter. Rosie Rose, my friend, let me know if this is your first time being here. If so, I want to offer you a special thank you for being here. You all, you matter. Yes, you do. That thing messed me up. When my friend was talking about his son and called him a procrastinator and used that word, I said I wanted to let him know your child matters. And what you say about him matters. You all know I jumped right into the mode of word God. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I want us to learn. I want us to learn each day that the thing that you walk on, the thing that you walk on is what matters to you. I love that. Thank you, T. Cutler. T. Cutler, it says my boys matter. Yes, our young folk matter. You all, that God knows they matter. Everybody in our lives matter. They matter. And we can't treat people like they don't. Heaven help us for the times. Heaven help us for the times that we've made people feel like they don't matter. Inside of my heart now, I'm seeking forgiveness for the times when I may have, with a word or a deed or look or response or reaction, for the times when I have made some people think and feel like they don't matter. God, please forgive me. It was not my intention to make anybody feel like they don't matter, because I've been on the receiving end of that. And when you break free from the bondage and the shackles and the fetters where people where they try to hold you hostage and make you feel like you don't matter, when you break free from that, you want everybody in your circle, in your space, to know, baby, you matter. Brother, sister, mom, dad, auntie, uncle, cousin, friend, yes, you do, you matter. All right. So you all, I want to say thank you so much for spending these 1,800 seconds with me. I didn't even get a chance to pull up one of my quotes. I promise. If this is your first time, please come back and join me. What is today? This is Thursday. Please come back and join me Tuesday. I tell you what I will do, though. I'll conclude by sharing some of my poetry. Of course, this book is available over on Amazon.com. So I just want us to do right by people and to do right by ourselves. All right. Let's learn how to treat ourselves right. Let's learn how to treat life right. So in fact, what I'll do, I'll read you this poem from one of my books called Thoughts Keep Flowing. This poem says, treat it right. And the it stands for us. It stands for life. It stands for so many things. Eggs were not intended to be eaten. They were not born to be beaten. They were meant to give life. Who would take a life and boil it, color it the color of rainbows, and celebrate death? How ironic that life would be taken, doused with salt, and victory applauded. Nature's incubator and respirator for life. Life was not meant to be fried, poached, or scrambled, flipped upside down, topsy-turvy, or sunny side up. Cheese was not churned for mice, to be served to rodents by hunks or by slice. Cheese was chosen for chefs. Who could take something so smooth, smear it into execution, and smudge away its flavor? Cheese was made for pasta, plain bread, and butter, perfecting and completing what seems so simplistic. Milk was not made to be spilled, absorbed with a towel, discarded, and thrown under a bridge. From mother to child, the inclination is for the weak to become strong. Handle with care what was structured for strength. It can sour and sicken. It can curdle and kill. Eggs were not intended. Cheese was not chosen. And milk was not meant to be spilled. This particular poem, you all, it talks about, obviously, eggs, cheese, milk, as an irony of life, as a euphemism for so many of the things that we sometimes mishandle. And one of the things that I want us to be careful about mishandling is ourselves. And I want us to be careful about mishandling our children. I want to thank you all so much for this time and this space and sharing it with me. Whatever space you've allowed me to come into, thank you so much, you all. Remember that you matter. I show up every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock because we matter. Let's keep on building community, maintaining connectivity. Stay safe and stay sane. Keep your heads up, keep your hopes up, and know that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. Good night, everybody.